My husband's coworker accidentally revealed something I'd been hiding from him for 2 months, and I still don't know how I'm going to explain the rest. 10 weeks ago, I lost my job. Not laid off, not downsized, fired, after a review process that dragged on for 6 brutal weeks, while I smiled through video calls at home and said nothing. My husband, Daniel, thought I still worked there. Every morning I got dressed like I was going in, kissed him goodbye, and then sat in my car in a grocery store parking lot for 8 hours, applying to jobs on my phone until it was time to come home. I told myself I was protecting him. We'd just signed a lease on a bigger apartment. He'd been so proud when I got that job 2 years ago, the first real promotion of my career, and I couldn't stand the idea of watching that pride drain out of his face. So I lied. Small lie first, then a bigger one, then a routine I couldn't find my way out of. The parking lot thing started small too. First it was just checking email in the car for 20 minutes before starting my day. Then it became the whole day, because if I went home, Daniel would ask why I wasn't logged into anything, and if I told anyone in our lives, it would eventually get back to him. I ate lunch alone in the driver's seat more times than I can count. I learned which coffee shop had a bathroom you didn't need a code for. I learned how to cry quietly enough that nobody walking by would notice. What scared me most wasn't the money, though the money was terrifying. It was that I didn't know how to say the sentence out loud. I got fired. Every time I practiced it in the mirror, my throat just closed. Daniel started noticing things, though he didn't know what he was noticing. I was tired in a different way than work tired. I flinched when his phone buzzed with a message from his office, like it might somehow connect back to me. I stopped talking about my team or my projects, and when he asked how work was, I gave him one-word answers and changed the subject. He asked once if everything was okay at the office. I said fine, just busy, and he let it go, because why would he think I was lying about something like that? The unraveling happened on a Thursday. Daniel's coworker, Priya, was in line behind me at the pharmacy near our old office, the one 3 blocks from the company I used to work for, not the one I actually used to work at. She recognized me and came over smiling, asked how I was liking the new place since the move. What new place? I said, confused. Didn't you guys transfer over to the downtown office after the merger? I swear someone told me you left with half the department. My stomach dropped through the floor. There'd been no merger, no transfer. She had me confused with someone else, but before I could correct her, she'd already pulled out her phone to text Daniel, laughing, saying she'd just run into me and couldn't believe how long it had been. I didn't sleep that night. I knew Daniel would ask her what she meant, and the confusion would unravel into questions I had no answers for. I lay next to him in bed rehearsing confessions until 3 in the morning and never said one word. He came home from work the next day and didn't yell, didn't even raise his voice. He just sat down across from me at the kitchen table and said, "Priya mentioned running into you somewhere weird yesterday. And then I called your old office today to ask about something completely unrelated, and the receptionist told me you don't work there anymore." He paused. How long has it been? I told him everything then. The firing, the 10 weeks, the parking lot, the lying about a routine that had become its own strange, lonely life. I braced myself for the anger, for him asking how I could keep something like that from him for 2.5 months while he came home every night and told me about his day like nothing was wrong. Instead, he got up, walked around the table, and just held on to me for a long time without saying anything. "I'm not upset you lost the job," he finally said. "I'm upset you thought you had to sit in a parking lot alone instead of telling me. That's the part that actually breaks my heart." I cried harder in that kitchen than I had in any parking lot in 10 weeks. He made 2 cups of tea, sat back down, and asked me to tell him everything I'd actually been doing all those mornings. Not to judge it, just because he wanted to know me again. The real version, not the one performing normal from a driver's seat 3 blocks from nowhere.